There we go.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Josh's Jukebox concert. As you know, Josh's Jukebox, my sixth studio album, was released yesterday. And I am going to perform all of the songs from Josh's Jukebox for you live in concert. And then I will perform a few more songs and then leave after that. So, Josh's Jukebox. Quite an album. As you know, the critical reception to my previous album, GR5, was not very positive. And I'm glad to see that Josh's Jukebox has gotten more positive reception. So I will be performing all 10 songs from Josh's Jukebox for you. And then I will perform a few more songs and then leave. And so the first song on Josh's Jukebox was not originally going to be on an album at all. But I decided to make it the lead single for Josh's Jukebox. Here we go with It's Christmas. Here we go. This song was written by ChatGPT and I made some adjustments. Here we go. Here's some Christmas in February. It's Christmas time, the air is chilly, lights are twinkling, everyone's feeling jolly. Families gather, love is in the air. It's a special time, no need to despair. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. We decorate the tree with ornaments and lights. We sing carols, everything feels just right. There's joy and laughter and lots of food. It's a time to be grateful and in a good mood. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. It's time for giving and spreading love. It's a time for forgiveness from the Lord above. We come together to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, who brings peace to this earth. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. Opening the presents from under the tree. I feel so good, I'm feeling happy. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. It's Christmas, the best time of the year. It's Christmas, let's spread goodwill and cheer. So that was the lead single from Josh's Jukebox, It's Christmas. And I know that it's actually February right now. So the next song is the second single from Josh's Jukebox, and I released it on Valentine's Day. Now, this is not a seasonal song like It's Christmas, but I think it fits very well. Day spirit. That song is Camino De Santiago. My girlfriend and I took a vacation to Spain. We arrived there after 12 hours on a plane. This was not the first time that I had been there. I had traveled to Spain once before, to be fair. I had tried to walk the Camino de Santiago, but I didn't get very far. I was feeling just like Peril Tiago, attempting to stand up to Jafar. Life is unpredictable, not everything's in our control, but as long as you're with the right people, you can handle anything. Life is unpredictable, remember God is in control, you know you'll never be alone, you can handle anything. You can handle anything. I told my girlfriend about this experience. She told me she had also attempted the pilgrimage. How many years ago? She said it was 8. She had decided to take the route of the French way. She had tried to walk the Camino de Santiago, but she didn't get very far. She was feeling just like Peril Diago, attempting to stand up to Jafar. Life is unpredictable, not everything's in our control, but as long as you're with the right people, you can handle anything. Life is unpredictable, remember God is in control, you know you'll never be alone, you can handle anything. You can handle anything. I asked my girlfriend if she wanted to try again, to see if she and I could complete the pilgrimage. After that I popped the question and she said yes. Someday we'll get married and I know I feel blessed. We had tried to walk the Camino de Santiago. We've already gotten pretty far. I know we feel just like Peril Tiago, finally standing up to Jafar. Life is unpredictable, not everything's in our control, but as long as you're with the right people, you can handle anything. Life is unpredictable, remember God is in control, you know you'll never be alone, you can handle anything. Camino de Santiago, the second single from Josh's Jukebox. And yes, I hear similarities between the beat and Billie Jean. In fact, it was a Michael Jackson type beat that I used for the song. So the next song tells a very interesting story. And this song was produced by Big Seth. Shout out to Big Seth for producing this song. That song is Midas Touch.
Let's go.
Johnny 103 had wanted to be king. Ever since he was little, he would often sing about his desires to someday rule Whodunit, a tiny country in between Australia and Africa. One day, his robot butler went crazy. Johnny's vision suddenly became hazy. When he woke up, he suddenly had the gumption to become king simply because his robot malfunctioned. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. What he touched don't turn to gold, it only turns to dust. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. He thinks he's brilliant, everyone else thinks he's nuts. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. What he touched don't turn to gold, it only turns to dust. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. He thinks he's brilliant, everyone else thinks he's nuts. The War of 2055 was brutal, lots of people died. Only 300 Whodunians had survived. They needed a ruler, so in stepped Johnny 103. On one fateful day he declared himself king. At first the people of Whodunit were grateful, but that didn't last long. They soon became hateful. Johnny was an awful king, he had a ton of flaws, and then he started passing all kinds of weird laws. You weren't allowed to pee more than twice a day. You couldn't drink milk unless it was a holiday. You couldn't drive a car to work, you had to use a magic bird. You were not allowed to use onomatopoeic words. Eventually the citizens were sick of these rules. They were sick of being forced to eat gruel. They tried to chase Johnny out of town on a rail. Johnny threw every single Whodunit in jail. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. What he touched don't turn to gold, it only turns to dust. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. He thinks he's brilliant, everyone else thinks he's nuts. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. What he touched don't turn to gold, it only turns to dust. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. He thinks he's brilliant, everyone else thinks he's nuts. Johnny's brother Derek tried to talk some sense into him. Johnny relented and freed the Whodunians. No longer in jail, they demanded he resign. But Johnny said, sorry folks, you know I'm king for life. The Whodunians demanded Johnny get rid of his crazy laws. For a moment Johnny started to pause. His robot butler walked up to him. His system was working again. Johnny resigned from being king at that moment. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. When his robot butler malfunctioned, Johnny gained superpowers. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. The power of persuasion, which was how he became king. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. His time as king only lasted 12 hours. Johnny doesn't have the Midas touch. Now if you ask him, he says he he never wanted to be king. That was Midas Touch. 12 hours of chaos indeed. Next song is called If You Don't Want Me. Oh. Whenever I talk to you, you just stare at the ground. Whenever I speak, it's like you can't hear a sound. Woo! You always ignore me, it's like you don't like me at all. No, if you don't want me, then why don't you just say so? You always act disinterested and a little haughty. Why do you insist on always acting so snotty? You always ignore me, I think you don't want me at all. No, if you don't want me, then you should really just say so. Don't pretend to want me, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. I don't understand why it is you are really insisting on keeping me guessing. Don't pretend to want me, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. Sometimes you act like I'm not even in the room. You act like you think that I'm just a buffoon. You always ignore me, it's like you don't want me at all. Well, if you don't want me, then you should really just say so. Don't keep going out with me just to spare my feelings. The way you ignore me as if I'm not there at all makes me think that you want someone else. You don't want me at all. If you don't want me, then you got to tell me so. I don't understand why you're acting so rude. Think this is something that you really shouldn't do. If you keep ignoring me, I'll have to break up with you. I can tell you're not interested in me, it's true. Don't pretend to want me, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. I don't understand why it is you are really insisting on keeping me guessing. Don't pretend to want me, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. Whenever I talk to you, just stare at the ground. Whenever I speak, it's like you can't hear a sound. You always ignore me, it's like you don't want me at all. Well, if you don't want me, then why don't you just say so? Don't act like I'm your destiny, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. I'm not really sure why it is you are really insisting on keeping me guessing. Don't act like I'm your destiny, just to spare my feelings. If you want someone else, then I give you my blessing. That was If You Don't Want Me. So give me a minute. Hello. So the next song The next song is one of many songs I've made that has to do with online dating. That song is Surely You Must Be Joking. It starts with a rap verse. Here we go. Surely you must be joking. Surely you must be joking. I've used a bunch of dating websites, but none of them ever seem quite right. I always end up with a bunch of duds. Something seems wrong. I just don't know what's going on. This online dating phenomenon is really starting to get to me. It's making me feel annoyed, you see. This crap is really hard to take. I can't deal with these mistakes. These online dating always makes. These websites always seem half-baked. I haven't met a single girl online that wasn't completely asinine. I don't understand what's going on, so that is why I sing this song. I'm not sure why it always seems like a nightmare or a bad dream whenever I go on a date with someone who I think could be my real soulmate, but online dating lies to me. It seems to happen frequently. I feel like I'm going insane. I just can't deal with this today. This is my open letter to dating websites. Online dating never seems to go quite right. It never goes the way that it really should. I don't understand what's happening, but it's not good. This is my open letter to dating websites. Online dating never seems to go quite right. I don't know what the website creators are smoking, but I have to say to them, surely you must be joking. Yeah, surely you must be joking. Yeah, surely you must be joking. Yeah, surely you must be joking. I don't know what the website creators are smoking, but I have to say to them, surely you must be joking. I've gone on many dates in the past few weeks, but every one of them has been quite unhinged. These girls that I go out with tend to be strange. They always do something that seems rather deranged. This is my open letter to online dating websites. Online dating never seems to go quite right. It never goes the way that it really should. I don't understand what's happening, but it's not good. This is my open letter to dating websites. Online dating never seems to go quite right. I don't know what the website creators are smoking, but I have to say to them, surely you must be joking. Oh, surely you must be joking. Now with that, we have reached the halfway point of the Josh's Jukebox album. So if this were a vinyl album, you would just flip the record over. So, zoom. Oh, and while we're at it, flip it over. We go. Right. So, the first song on the second half of the album. So, track 6 on Josh's Jukebox is a song that was written by ChatGPT. I gave it the prompt, make a song about how many chickens it takes to screw in a light bulb. And the result was this song, How Many Chickens? Here we go. I got a problem, can't see in the dark. Need to change a light bulb, need a spark. But I'm all out of bulbs, can't find one in sight. So I've got to think how to make it right. How many chickens does it take to screw in a light bulb, for goodness sake? I need some help, I need a clue. How many chickens does it take to do? I've heard of using eggs to fix a car, but a light bulb's different is not quite as far. So I called up my neighbor, asked for advice. She said, just use chickens, it's really quite nice. How many chickens does it take to screw in a light bulb, for goodness sake? I need some help, I need a clue. How many chickens does it take to do? I never would have thought to use poultry for light, but my neighbor swears by it, it works just right. So I rounded up some chickens from the coop out back, and with a little patience we got the job done on track. It took 4 chickens to screw in the bulb, 4 little feathered friends to make it all work. Now the room is brighter and I can see, thanks to those chickens, they were such a key. How many chickens does it take to screw in a light bulb, for goodness sake? I need some help, I need a clue. How many chickens does it take to do? It took 4 chickens to screw in the bulb, 4 little feathered friends to make it all work. Now the room is brighter and I can see, thanks to those chickens, they were such a key. So this next song, a song called Contrarian. Fun fact about this song, have you ever noticed that there's talking in the background? Yeah, I added that into the song. That's me talking in the background of the song. Yeah. All right, here we go. Contrarian. Actually, there were no changes. Let me pause this for a second. There were no changes. That's in the original. It's in the original recording. I made no changes. Yeah. All right. Oh, Contrarian. I say yes and she says no. I say hi and she says low. I say you and she says me. That's the way it seems to be. I say stop and she says go. I say friend and she says foe. I say hug and she says kiss. I don't know why she does this. She always says the opposite of whatever I say. It's getting really annoying, so I want her to go away. I say start and she says stop. I say hit and she says flop. I say them and she says we. That's the way it seems to be. She's a contrarian. She likes to contradict people. It seems like she's just doing it to annoy me. She's a contrarian and she always seems to say the exact opposite of whatever I say. I say one thing and she says the opposite thing. I can't take it anymore, so this is why I sing. She's a contrarian and I'm breaking up with her. She's nothing but an online dating disaster. I say thank you and she says please. When I cough she likes to sneeze. I say you and she says me. That's the way it seems to be. I say day and she says night. I say black and she says white. I say fast, she says slow. That's the way it seems to go. She always says the opposite of whatever I say. It's getting really annoying, so I don't want her to stay. She always says the opposite of whatever I'm talking about. It's getting really obnoxious without a doubt. She's a contrarian. She likes to contradict me. It seems like she's just doing it to be annoying. She's a contrarian. She likes to say the exact opposite of everything I say. I say one thing and she says the exact opposite. I can't take it anymore. She's a contrarian, so I'm breaking up with her. It seems like yet another online dating disaster. Trying to tell you I'm trying to tell you I'm trying to tell you I'm trying to tell you it's nothing but an online dating disaster. She's nothing but a contrarian. So this song, you probably all know. So this song Give me a minute. This next song is probably the most personal song I've ever written. Oh, it is, of course. Top of the Mountain. Lately, I've been watching Scrubs. I have a huge crush on Elliot Reed. I wish I had a girl like her by my side. I wish I wasn't so lonely. At least I've got my music to keep me company. Lots of success along the way. My music has a dedicated fan base now. It still feels strange to say. Well, I'm feeling fine. Never thought I'd make it this far. I've got no reason to whine. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 200 two other songs with over 100,000. You could say that I made it to the top of the mountain. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 2 other songs with over 100,000, but I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. God has blessed me with the gift of writing when it comes to both stories and songs. I've also written several sci-fi books, including one about an alien teacher that is fairly long. I've also been going to Jackson Golf Course a lot. I'm continuing to improving my putter shot. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 2 other songs with over 100,000. You could say that I've made it to the top of the mountain. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 2 other songs with over 100,000, but I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. I'm currently majoring in accounting. I'm going to Central Washington University. I've gotten on the honor roll. I've been getting good grades on my studies. God has given me so many blessings, 2 wonderful houses and a loving family. Sometimes we can take for granted the things that we have when we have what we need. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 2 other songs with over 100,000. You could say that I've made it to the top of the mountain. I made the Ruckus national anthem. 1.5 million views and counting. 2 other songs with over 100,000, but I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. I've still yet to reach the top of the mountain. Lately, I've been watching Scrubs. I have a huge crush on Elliot Reed. I wish I had a girl like her by my side. She's beautiful and smart and kind and lovely. Top of the Mountain is more autobiographical and direct, but Greener Pastures is more emotionally personal. So yeah, those are the two that are the most personal songs that I've made. Thank you. Alright, so this next song has also quickly become a fan favorite. Jukebox. This song is about a place in Washington State where I have walked, biked, and skateboarded many times, called Green Lake. Here we go. In Seattle, there's a place called Green Lake. I have walked there many times. I have skateboarded and biked there too. It always gives me peace of mind. Green Lake is a place that I treasure. Going to Green Lake gives me pleasure. Lots of people come there to have a good time. Walking, biking, playing sports, you don't need a dime. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? It's called Green Lake, though the water is blue. The number of lanes on the trail is 2. One side is for walking, the other is for biking. I have done both lots of times, it's always exciting. Green Lake is a place that I love. It's a place that fits me like a glove. I enjoy looking at the people around me. I see people swimming and kayaking. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? Green Lake is a place where you'll always have a ball, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall. Green Lake is a place that I love. It's a place that fits me like a glove. I enjoy looking at the people around me. I see people swimming and kayaking. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? So that was Green Lake. Now this next song, the final song on Josh's Jukebox, is called Bon Voyage. This is one that has been had a lot of anticipation. So this song has involvement from several members of the Joshcord. So Big Seth produced it and also helped with the lyric writing. The song also had input from ChatGPT, and I wrote the chorus. And the beatboxing portion of the song is performed by Geralt Waterfort. So this song is called Voyage. Here we go.
Let's go.
We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. The ocean calls to us, wanting us to explore, tempting us to leave the safety of the shore. We're eager to search to see what lies ahead, rather than waste our lives away. Lives are wetland instead. The mysteries that lurk beneath the waves, the rough and rocky shores we may have to brave. We'll have to trust in our own strength and skill to keep us safe and guide us on our way. The wind fills our sails, it's a perfect breeze. We're making good time, we're feeling at ease. We'll see new horizons and distant shores. We'll make memories that we'll always adore. As the ocean always looks so beautiful, the way the seagulls dance with the wind. My love for the seas is plentiful. Let our adventure begin. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. The sea can be unpredictable, we know, but we're ready to take on whatever comes. We'll navigate the storms, we'll brave the waves. We'll make our mark on the world and blaze our trail. We'll search for treasure and discover new lands. We'll see the beauty that the world demands. We'll be the masters of our destiny as we sail away into the wild and open sea. We'll leave behind the worries of the land and embrace the freedom that the ocean brings. We'll follow our hearts and the stars above, only thinking of nice things. As the ocean always looks so beautiful, the way the seagulls dance with the wind. My love for the seas is plentiful. Let our adventure begin. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. We'll fish the unknown with hearts full of hope. We'll chase our dreams and make them our own. We'll be the masters of our fate as we set sail into the great unknown. We'll find a adventure and we'll find fame. We'll make a name for ourselves in the sailing game. We'll conquer the seas and all they contain as we sail away into the wide open range. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. I hope this calm is not a mirage. We're sailing away on a crystal clear day. Everybody said bon voyage. Everybody said bon voyage. Everybody said bon voyage. So that was Josh's Jukebox. I'm going to perform 5 more songs in this concert. I'm going to perform my 5 most viewed songs. Now, sometime in the future, I plan to do a live concert of Forgiveness and Factory Settings. I have not decided when. I got the idea recently. It's going to be a 2-for-1 deal. The concert's going to be where I perform. Yeah, whenever I do this, it's going to be a concert where I perform Forgiveness in its entirety and then Factory Settings in its entirety. Now, I have not decided when this is going to be. But sometime I plan to do it. So anyway, so one song you will be hearing in that concert is my 5th most viewed song, because my 5th most viewed song is from Forgiveness. That song is Reminisce. This was my biggest hit before Endless Summer came along. Reminisce currently has about 21,000 views. Here we go. I'm sitting here watching Lindsay Ellis videos, trying to get you off my mind. Whether you'll come back to me, God only knows. I miss the days when you were mine. I reminisce about the good times that we had together. I really thought that our love would last forever. I reminisce about the good times that we had together, and I will never forget you. I'll always remember. It's been 2 months since we drifted apart, and I'm still not over you. When you left me, you really broke my heart. You left me dazed and confused. I reminisce about the good times that we had together. I really thought that our love would last forever. I reminisce about the good times that we had together, and I will never forget you. I'll always remember. Well, I heard that you moved on, and though it's making me feel blue, I want you to know that I want you to be happy, and I wish nothing but the best for you. I reminisce about the good times that we had together. I really thought that our love would last forever. I reminisce about the good times that we had together, and I will never forget you. I'll always remember. I'm sitting here watching Lindsay Ellis videos, trying to get you off my mind. Whether you'll come back to me, God only knows. I miss the days when you were mine. So that was Reminisce, my 5th most viewed with about 21,000 views. So my 4th most viewed is Whodunit, my 3rd album, Windows of Intrigue. This song has over 22,000 views. Detective Josh was called down to the police station to investigate a crime that occurred last night. A man named Steven had suddenly disappeared. His body was found in the river. Detective Josh just stood there waiting, making sure he had the facts of the case right. Officer Jim Wilson wrote it down to make it clear. After that, a suspect list was delivered. There were 5 suspects in this case: Tom, John, Mary, Caitlin, and Chase. Neither Jim nor Josh suspected anyone else, but as it turned out, only time could tell. It's a whodunit. It's a whodunit. Steven was last seen at a party at 8:30, but then everyone else there started to worry. Stephen started screaming extremely loud, and then in a flash he was nowhere to be found. Josh looked at the suspect list and started the interviews. All of them had alibis that they could prove. Tom was at the dentist, Mary was at home. Chase and Caitlin were both at the Tacoma Dome. Those four were not at the party at all. That left just one suspect that was plausible. John was at the party and he had information. Detective Josh headed down to the station. John started to reveal what had happened to Stephen. Josh was so astonished and he couldn't believe it. It's a whodunit. It's a whodunit. John was not the murderer, as it turned out. He'd never do a thing like that, without a doubt. John had been handcuffed by three men wearing capes. These three men murdered Stephen right in front of John's face. The murderers were three men named Matt, Charlie, and Jesse. They were members of a gang known as the Disruption. They had been tied to 13 prior murders, several of which had occurred in conjunction. Detective Josh was not at the party that night. Those types of parties were not really his type. Josh was supporting an Olympic athlete instead. These murderers are very unsupportive, John said. All of a sudden, these three men walked by. Josh got out his handcuffs and they started to cry. Matt, Charlie, and Jesse weren't as tough as they claimed to be. Now they'll be in prison for the rest of their lives. Fun fact, so those interludes were part of the beat. I cut them out in the recording of Whodunit. This is not the first time not the only time that's happened. It's happened before. All right, so give me a minute. There's something I gotta do.
Boing.
Hello, I'm back. So, now we've reached the top 3 most viewed. Let's start with number 3. This song is from the same album as Whodunit. Whodunit was the lead single, and one day later, Leave Her Alone was released. This song was produced by Deaf Stars, the same producer who produced Camino De Santiago. The song is called Leave Her Alone. A friend of mine named Jared has been single for a while. Last night he met a woman who made him smile. Her name was Annie and she seemed like his type. She had brown hair and she had green eyes. The two of them talked and they got along great. So Jared decided to ask her on a date. Annie said no because she wasn't ready yet. Jared asked me for advice and this was what I said. You can't force someone to love you if they don't. You can't make them say yes if they won't. If she doesn't want to go out with you, then leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Another friend of mine whose name is Jose recently broke up with his ex-girlfriend whose name May. She had blonde hair and a musical laugh. When they broke up, Jose got mad. He wanted her back so desperately. He stalked her Facebook account and he didn't think twice. Jose wanted to go to her house to win her back. That's when I decided to give him some advice. You can't force someone to love you if they don't. You can't make them say yes if they won't. You know she no longer wants you, so leave her alone. Leave her alone. Walter just signed up for a dating website. The website found a match for him, they're going out tonight. Walter thinks he's going out with Simone Biles. He goes to the restaurant, he waits for a while. After a while, his date walks up to him. Much to Walter's dismay, he had been catfished. The woman walking up to him was not Simone Biles. Instead, it was an old lady with yellow teeth. When she smiled, Walter was disappointed, understandably. He wanted an Olympic gymnast, not yellow teeth. Walter didn't know how to get out of this jam, so I gave him some advice that he could understand. We all want to go on a date with Simone Biles. I know you do, and believe me, so do I. The girl who's right for you is still out there. So don't take the old lady home, just leave her alone. So, probably all know what number 2 and number 1 are. So this song, at number 2, the song about a spelling bee. You all know what it is. It's Co-Champions. Here we go. At the spelling bee, there are 3 contestants left: Johnny, Melissa, and Jeremy Lou. But Jeremy Lou misspelled the word theft. So now the contestants are down to 2. The judge is saying to himself as he looks around, well, I just might have to declare co-champions, though it's never happened at this bee before. I just might have to declare co-champions. This spelling bee has now turned into a war. 2 contestants left, it's gonna be intense. Continuing these easy words doesn't make sense. Let me get out the sesquipedalian dictionary to get some harder words. That's truly visionary. Johnny and Melissa don't know what to do. They're looking around, they're feeling confused. Melissa's next word is triskaidekaphobia. She spells it right and she advances indeed. That word means the fear of the number 13. It's the final round. Melissa spelled her word right. If Johnny spells his word correctly, they'll be tied. Johnny's word is humu humu nuku nuku apu wawa. He spells it correctly and then he says, aha. The judge then announces the results to the crowd. Well, now I have to declare co-champions. Johnny and Melissa both spelled their words right. In the final round, I declare co-champions. Johnny and Melissa both put up a fight. A week later, the 2 of them started dating. Johnny and Melissa became an item. The next spelling bee is a year in the waiting. But when it happens, please make sure to invite them. That was Co-Champions. Oh, I forgot to mention Leave Her Alone has about 186,000 views. Co-Champions has about 253,000 views. Interesting about Google Sound Search. Is that actually? Wow. That's amazing. Have you tried playing intros of any of my other songs into Google Sound Search? Have any of the others brought up my songs? I remember that time with you showed you had that song that used the summertime funk beat. Remember? that felt weird to listen to because because it's so ingrained with summertime funk that it's weird to hear it in another context. Different song. It wasn't the Alphabet Tone one. So that was Coach Champions off of my fourth album, Signals. Champions has over 253,000 views. And of course, I think you all know what number one is. This is by far my most viewed song, with over 1.5 million views. I'm still amazed that I've gotten this many views on one of my songs. Finite Winter. So yeah, you all know. Yeah, Endless Summer. The lead single from my second studio album, Factory Settings. Yeah. Here we go. Endless Summer. It's summertime when the weather is hot. The sun is shining and it sure hits the spot. It's summertime and we're all feeling lazy. Year of the quarantine, we're all going crazy. Sometimes the world doesn't even seem real. It seems like a simulation, and I know you agree. I've been in love ever since I first saw you. The social distancing is making me feel blue. Lately it's been feeling like the world is burning. Like a unicorn you danced into my life. Now once again it feels like the world is still turning. I no longer feel as much strife. You fill my life with happiness and ecstasy. It's true that I'm in love with you. It's an endless summer, but with you the time flies fast. I really hope to meet you, though it hasn't happened yet. I find your life story inspirational. The way you conquered all the struggles you went through. The feelings you give me are so sensational. I know my love for you is true. Walk-ins are welcome any time of day or night. My love life has been a dumpster fire so far, but with you, the future looks bright. This long-distance relationship is well above par. Lately it's been feeling like the world is burning. Like a unicorn you danced into my life. Now once again it feels like the world is still turning. I like to imagine that you're my wife. You fill my life with happiness and ecstasy. It's true that I'm in love with you. It's an endless summer, but with you the time flies fast. I really hope to meet you, though it hasn't happened yet. The world is getting dark, everybody's fighting. Everybody seems to be on their factory settings, but you've risen above that. that your tribe is tribeless. You may think you're a verified nobody, but you're a verified somebody. To me lately it's been feeling like the world is burning. Like a unicorn you danced into my life. Now once again it feels like the world is still turning. You tell me to find another hero, but my love for you burns bright. You fill my life with happiness and ecstasy. It's true that I'm in love with you. It's an endless summer, but with you the time flies fast. I really hope to meet you. The two of us will have a blast. So yeah, that was the concert. What was your favorite part?